Alright, let's talk about Sam Hickey, the rising middleweight star who's not just making waves in British boxing but also bringing a whole new vibe to the sport. And no, I'm not just saying that because he's got a knockout punch, though that certainly helps. What makes Hickey stand out, personally, is his background. He's not your typical boxer. He comes from a family of showmen, the kind of folks who run fairgrounds and carnivals. I mean, think about it, this guy could be operating a Ferris wheel right now, but instead, he's stepping into the ring. That's a story, right? And it's not just a fun fact, it adds this layer of showmanship to his fighting style. He's not just a boxer, he's an entertainer, and that's something boxing needs more of. Now, let's talk about his boxing. Hickey's only 5 fights into his pro career, but he's already showing why he's considered one of Britain's best prospects. His amateur career was stellar, winning the Commonwealth Games is no small feat, but here's the thing, his weight class got removed from the Olympics. Talk about a curveball. Most people would have been discouraged, but Hickey? He just pivoted to the pros and hasn't looked back. His last fight against Todd Tompkins was a masterclass in timing and power. That knockout? It wasn't just a punch, it was a statement. What many people don't realize is that knockouts like that aren't just about strength, they're about precision, about reading your opponent, and about seizing the moment. Hickey's got that in spades. But here's where it gets really interesting, Hickey's not just aiming to be another middleweight contender. He's got his eyes on becoming Scotland's next boxing superstar, filling the void left by Josh Taylor. That's a big ask, but if you take a step back and think about it, Hickey's got the tools. He's got the skill, the charisma, and the backing of an entire community. The Showman's Guild, his family, his hometown of Dundee, they're all behind him. That kind of support? It's invaluable. It's not just about winning fights, it's about building a legacy. One thing that immediately stands out is his connection to Dick McTaggart, the greatest British amateur boxer of all time. Hickey grew up hearing McTaggart's advice, holding his Olympic medals. That's not just inspiration, that's a blueprint. McTaggart never went pro, but Hickey's taking that amateur greatness and translating it into the pro game. And that's what this really suggests, Hickey's not just following in the footsteps of Scottish boxing legends, he's carving his own path. Now, let's talk about his upcoming fight against Brad Axe. On paper, Axe is a tough opponent, RAF firefighter, Armed Forces champion, 6 wins under his belt. But here's my take, Hickey's been exposed to high-level boxing, and he's got the kind of composure that comes from knowing he's prepared. Personally, I think this fight is less about Axe and more about Hickey proving he's ready for the next level. If he can dominate here, it's not just a win, it's a statement that he's ready for bigger stages, bigger opponents, and bigger opportunities. What makes this really interesting is Hickey's mindset. He's not just focused on winning, he's focused on entertaining. Pro boxing's entertainment, he says, and he's absolutely right. In an era where boxing needs personalities as much as it needs punchers, Hickey's got both. He's not just a fighter, he's a performer. And that's why, in my opinion, he's not just a prospect, he's a future star. So, here's my closing thought, Sam Hickey's journey is about more than just boxing. It's about blending heritage, showmanship, and skill into something unique. If he keeps this up, he's not just going to be Scotland's next big thing, he's going to be a global name. And that, my friends, is why you should be paying attention. Because this isn't just a story about a boxer, it's a story about a showman stepping into the ring and rewriting the script. What do you think? Is Hickey the real deal, or is he just another prospect with potential? Let me know in the comments below.